See this? From here.
And you have to focus to think about doing this part back.
Yeah.
And that is really, really hard, but that's where you're gonna feel the stretch to the hamstrings and to the calf. And if you're tight there, that's gonna be really hard. So what needs to happen then while she works with that stabilization of her arms is to keep her knees bent so she can work on getting the length there, but not disrupt the stability of her shoulders. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah.
Are you thinking more about pushing your thighs back or pushing your hips and pelvis back?
Your hips go up, your thighs go back. Your hips go up
Okay.
towards the ceiling. The tops of your thighs go back, but your pelvis lifts up because you're trying to create space here, between here and here. So the hips lift up and the thighs press back.
But it's also going to be a little bit different for everyone because, for the person who is rounding the back is going to be a little bit different instruction for, if you're going to see the student like this, you're going to give different instruction than if you're going to see the student like this. And you're going to see both.
But that's, right. So that's very extreme overextension in the shoulder.
So
but you
this
see that a
person
lot.
has to do something different than this person.
Yeah. But in general, though, everybody can lift their hips off their thighs. That's a general instruction, to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, off the thighs. It's a difference between saying lift the tailbone up to the ceiling, which is not a correct instruction, or take the tailbone towards the heels. Neither of those are good in this position because of what Carolina just demonstrated. If somebody's very tight, their already tailbone is going down. If someone's very flexible, their tailbone is already going up. So it's not a matter of that, it's about neutralness, and from that neutral position of your pelvis, lifting the pelvis up off of the thighs to make space. Here, it's the same thing when I bend forward, right, in Uttanasana. It's a difference between me bending forward and going down, and bending forward and going up to go over my legs. So I'm actually lifting up through the sides of my waist and my pelvis to go over my legs.
Do you feel like the heads of your femurs are also going when you do that? Like when you say back, it's really up and back.
Up and back, it's two things.
Because it's not
just back, it's up and back.
You're pulling it up in.
Yeah, well, it's like you're, just like in Tadasana, the arches of your feet are lifting, the whole leg is lifting up into the hip, both hips, the whole pelvis is lifting up off the legs, and then everything is going back.
Right.
So it's a combination of things, okay?
Also, many people confuse that goal and down facing dog is to open back of the legs. That's the goal. Many people think that down dog is all about opening the back of the legs. But if you're going to think about what is the goal in down dog, is to extend the spine, to lengthen your spine. The stretch on the back of the legs is an effect of what you're trying to do with your spine, lengthen your spine.
Yeah.
So
So if there was any goal to downward dog, it would be to get as much extension to breathe, to get as much extension through your spine as possible. It's not to get the heels down. It's not, it's to find balance between the weight of the arms and the legs and an equal extension of your spine. That's what you're looking for in that pose, right? So if there's anything prohibiting that, like tightness in the hamstrings and the buttock muscles, all the weight's now going to go forward into the arms, and so you may have to have people bend the knees in order to get that proper extension so that they can then slowly work to press the legs back. Okay? Is that helpful, like in your arms? Does that make sense?
It is. I think it was Elizabeth's class. She told me not to put the heels down.
Not to put the heels down. Yeah.
So, or it was somebody else. It was a while ago actually. So since that I stopped putting the knees down and
the heels down.
Yeah, the heels down.
Yeah. So just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Right? That's a good lesson in life. Right? Just because you can doesn't mean you necessarily should do that. Might not be good for you. Right? So it's not helping her actually to put her heels down. She can put her heels down because she has that range of motion, but it's not actually helping her because it's not allowing another part of the body to work, actually, her legs. She can't feel her legs working, like Carolina said, because she's just now relying on the flexibility that's there in the ankle and just kind of dumping into the ankle, into the heel. Could you see that, like in her feet? Yeah?
Yeah, down facing it actually. That's why I jumped when you said Lilia.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see the correction because it's really hard. A lot of people say, oh, you can stay down facing dog for hours. I'm like, no.
No, you wouldn't be able to stay there for, not with that, like that, no. Because you can see how hard that would be for her to hold for a long time, because there just wasn't an evenness between her upper body and her lower half. Do you feel like you know how to work with that now? I would have you do it one more time, okay? Let's bend your knees, Lilia, though, as Carolina does this with you again, okay? Don't worry about straightening your legs right now in down dog. Okay, just try to work with your arms. Yeah.
Think about here. So bend your knees.
Can you put your hands under both forearms? Can I do?
Come forward.
Yeah, because I see what Rachel's saying now. She is dropping a little bit to the forearms.
Because this is the thing, once she's, now go back to down dog, rotating the arms. When she bending the legs, now she doesn't have anything to stop her, so she will go
Now
there.
when you go back, Lilia,
It's not about-
lift from here. Push away from your hands and get this to lengthen. Pull your ribs in. Pull these in. Yes. Yeah.
That's already better.
Yeah.
Much better.
Those
Yeah,
are just
you know,
pretty bouncy.
Because when you're bending the knees, right, it's so easy for you to drop your chest down to the floor. That's not the
Yeah,
goal.
it feels
And
really
then
different.
the forearms pressing down to the floor.
Pull
So-
this in. Your ribs. Pull them in.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. That's work.
Good.
So you should have equality on both sides. You should be dumping one or four.
Now it's starting to look more even, okay?
It's a harder work. Do
Good.
you feel that you're working harder?
It's always hard. It's always hard for her. It's gonna be hard. Okay, come on down. That's gonna be her work, okay? Now,
Either it's in
this,
back or in
you
front.
can't really do this in a class with somebody.
Yeah.
This is why private instruction is so good. No, but seriously, do you know what I mean? You might be able to do one or two things like this in a class setting, but as a teacher, to do the amount that she just did and conduct the whole class simultaneously at the same time, it's just not gonna happen. So this is why when you start learning adjustments, and in the 300-hour training, you start to get a little bit better at adjustments, because right now you're trying to absorb all the information as just to how to get people into the pose and what to say. Forget the adjustments for now, okay? Your adjustments are gonna match your words, what you say, with your hands-on adjustment. But as you get better at that, that will just come like quicker, okay? So, okay, good. That looks a lot better. Very good. Cool. All right, so let's look at, Heather, you said you had a rotator cuff. Like, an injury to your rotator cuff?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know?
I don't know.